Hi guys, so today I thought I would take a little bit of a different approach at things, and after a long discussion with ChatGPT, I have decided to do 13 things that I learned at 13 because I haven't got long left as a 13-year-old. That's only really just dawned on me. Like, I have all of 2 months left. In 4 days, it will be 2 months until my 14th birthday. And so that's really just scary. It's quite daunting. But yeah. There are some things on this list that are quite deep. I promise that it won't go too deep, like nothing like scary. Some things are quite light-hearted, and there are some things that a few people, and maybe a lot of people will understand. I don't even know, but I know there's one person out there watching that will definitely understand one of them. You know who you are. I'm gonna look you in the eye and hold your hand while I tell you this. You know who you are. But yeah. So yeah. So the first thing that I learned at 13, by the way, I'm reading off my Chromebook screen. It is like right here. I emailed these to myself. Because I'm weird. Sorry. And that is, it's okay to feel everything all at once. Whether that's being full of love, confusion, passion, doubt, and it's not a flaw. It is not a flaw. Like, it is like so difficult to be able to understand that you're feeling overwhelmed, and I think that is something that took me so long to figure out, but it has just been happening most days since I turned like 13 and secondary school and tests and stuff, and it has been a roller coaster. But I realised, especially this year, like, it has taken me a long time to realise this, but I realised this year especially, it is okay to feel everything all at once. And it is, I've written here, that's your magic. Like, it's magical to be able to have feelings and feel these things, because you get to experience these feelings. Like, how lucky are we that we get to experience things? And I know it might not feel the best, but I promise you will be okay. I have been through quite a lot of stuff in the past year, but I can hold your hand and tell you it will blow over. Some of it may take longer to blow over, and some of it may be really quick, but if you don't give it a chance to blow over, then unfortunately, yeah, you're putting yourself in a tricky situation there, my love. But oh well. Either way, people forgive, people forget. So yeah. The second thing I learned, and this is quite a deep one, is some people just aren't meant to stay, and that is okay. And I know it will hurt like a kick to the soul, but you are allowed to let go of people. And if people judge you for that, that's their fault. That's their flaw. It's not your flaw, because if that person has done something to you that has made you feel like you're just not safe or you're just not heard, you have the right to say, I'm not ready. I'm not in this. I'm not feeling comfortable in this situation, and you can let them go. And I've had to do it with one person in particular this year, and actually last year as well, and that, I think, was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. But I am so much better now as a person, and I function so much better as a person now that the person that I let go, I don't really see them anymore. I don't really talk to them anymore. I see them on occasion, because there's no way that I can really fully let them go. But it's the one person that I let go was a hard one, and I can tell you that it will make such a huge difference to your life, and you will feel so much better for not having the constant judgment and the constant hurt that you go through. And I know there are going to be a few people out there that need to hear this, and it is so okay to let people go. The third thing that I learned at 13 is you're not too much. You never will be too much. You are you. And the right people or the right person, they would just handle the fact that you're you. They will love it. And like the way you feel, it should never be too much. If your friends or your partner is making you feel like the way you feel is too much for them, and that you're too much and that you just aren't like good enough for them, again, back to the one I said before, let them go, because they should love you and not just the fact that you're pretty or you're perfect. They will love you for you, and that comes with personality and looks, and whether you're broken or not, and they will love you. And I think that is just, it's so special. And yeah, so on a slightly lighter note, because I know that was deep, basically it's making people laugh is your superpower, and I cannot stress this enough. Okay, being able to make people laugh is so good. It's like such a valuable like asset to you. But you know what's even more valuable? Being able to open up, because girl, if you can't open up, stuff is just gonna pile on top of you. And this is including homework, okay? Because I know you have a big pile of homework under your bed that needs doing, okay? So do I. I have missed about 5. I have a lunchtime detention for missing 2 homeworks. Anyways, but yeah, being able to open up and just talk to people, because if you keep it all bottled up inside, you are going to feel so overwhelmed, and not a great feeling. I can speak from experience here. And I know back in the first point I was like, it's okay to feel everything at once, and it is okay. However, it's still not nice to feel overwhelmed, and you know, knowing that it's okay to open up and share your concerns is probably one of the hardest things to realise. It was definitely one of the hardest things for me to realise. So sharing it with you now. Please don't keep it all bottled up, because you will get so anxious and overwhelmed, and that's coming from a perspective that has, you know, got a rather large bottle of just so yeah. On a slightly less light-hearted note, the 5th thing I learned as a 13-year-old, you can love someone so much and still not be ready. Or maybe they're not ready, or I mean, either way, it just doesn't make it less real. But you don't have to be ready to love someone, because honestly, if you're as young as I am, then girl, like, if you're beating yourself up about not feeling ready enough to love someone, then that's okay. Or even if you do love that person and you just don't feel ready to be in that relationship, or maybe you thought you were ready, and then you, I don't know, you backed out, and you know, it's this is something that I went through towards October time, and I was going through a lot, and I was happy in a relationship, but I wasn't happy, if that makes sense. The relationship was good, it was healthy, but I found myself not putting in as much effort because I was going through a lot at home. And I realised I did not feel ready. And it didn't make my feelings less real, it didn't make the other person's feelings less real. but I wasn't ready. I was going through a lot, and I think if you're going through the same thing, if you're going through the thing where it's like, I'm in a relationship and I love them, but I just don't feel ready, honestly, just please don't put yourself through that stress. It doesn't make the feelings less real, but sometimes you just need a break, and that is okay. Like, I cannot tell you enough, like, it is okay to need a break. So yeah. The sixth thing I learned is friendships shift. The ones that matter will hold on through the messy, the distant, and the weird phases. Some won't. Some will have ups and downs, some will have highs, some will have lows, and honestly, it's normal, especially going through teenage years. Completely normal. Like, I get reminded every day. But we need to remind ourselves it's okay for friendships to shift. It's not up to us to beat ourselves up because a friendship has shifted, and maybe we're distant, maybe it's a bit messy, maybe it's going through a bit of a phase where it's like, I don't really know, like, are they my friend, are they not, and I think it's not on you to beat yourself up about that. I think it's just it's a deep topic, and yeah. The next thing I learned is you're stronger than your lowest moment. Even on the days you feel like you're crumbling, you are still standing, and you can keep going, you can keep pushing through. And this is, again, coming from someone who has had some really, really tough times, and there are people out there that have had way worse times. I mean, I'm not saying like I had the worst times ever, no, but when you're in that moment, it feels like everything around you is crumbling, and what you need to remember is you are still standing. Things will blow over, things will pass, and I think that is a really, really important thing that people need to realise. And I don't think you should beat yourself up about anything, about feeling low. Don't make yourself feel more low just because you feel like everything is not going according to plan. Because you are still standing, and you are the one that is in control. The next thing I learned, this is quite a weird one, and I know it seems like it's like, but having ADHD or dyspraxia or dyslexia or autism doesn't make you less of a person, just literally differently brilliant. Like, your brain is weird for creativity, connection, and chaos in the best way. Being neurodivergent is a superpower for a lot of people, and like anyone that is neurodivergent, it is a superpower because you can see things that other people can't. You know things that other people can't. You see the world through a completely different perspective, and this is coming from someone who has dyspraxia and is being tested for ADHD. It's honestly just a really hard thing to realise, but when you do realise, and no one else that is different is bad. And also, like, I have quite a neurodivergent family, and they're not less than anyone else I know. Like, I don't think of them as any less than anyone else, and I think they are like super. Like, there is no way that I couldn't think my family wasn't super, and I think that is something that I've realised, and I think a lot of people should, and I think a lot of people just need to know that you're okay to it's okay to be different. Oh, this has taken a few takes, but it is okay to want love and softness and someone who gets you. But here's the kick. That craving does not make you clingy. It makes you human. You're not clingy for wanting love. You're not clingy for wanting, someone who, gets you and gets everything, and or even if they don't get it, they'll listen. And I'm so glad that I have so many people like that get it. And I have so many people that I love, and I don't think there is a single person out there that doesn't want that. And I personally am so lucky, and I'm so grateful. And yeah, I think it is a natural human thing to want support. And again, I've said this about a gazillion times in this video. Don't beat yourself up about it. This one is aimed at one person in particular. You know who you are, and you will certainly know who you are after this. And yeah, a backwards cap can change everything, and possibly change the way someone sees you because of it. I'm just gonna let that sink in, let that marinate in the air for a second. How does it feel? Being intently nodded at and stared at. Knowing that I'm talking to you. The 11th thing I learned is, even if you don't know who you are yet, you're still becoming something beautiful. And watching that unfold, it's a privilege. Like, being someone who, just doesn't know who they are, that can feel really stressful. But I can promise you, you're becoming something beautiful. Like, sorry, I'm about to burst into song here, or at least it feels like I am. You're still becoming something beautiful, and the people who matter will stick with you through everything. The 12th thing I learned is, your words matter. Whether it's writing a diary entry, a short caption, or whispering something no one hears but you, your voice matters. Listen to me. It matters, okay? Don't even argue with me here. It does matter. And I will prove it to you. I will prove it to you, darling. Okay? You matter, and your words matter. Your opinions matter. And your needs matter. Boom. Kapow. Ka-ching. Take a bow. And the final thing I learned as a 13-year-old. Spend time doing the things you love. Spend time with the people you love. Spend time with the people you love doing the things you love. Because, you might not get to do that as much as you want to. And, why waste so much time just spending hours and hours scrolling on social media when you could be doing things that you love with the people you love? Sorry, that was so bad. I am so sorry for how that last clip went. I'm not gonna delete it, can't be asked. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I didn't talk you to death or make you cry, because that would be bad for my reputation. But yeah, so anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And that is me out.